Hi, welcome to the woods. I'm recording videos based on my experience and completely of my own opinion about mental health issues related to burnout and stress. Whatever the source is, for mine it was work. And so, about work, I was quite proud of the work that I was doing, the projects I worked on, the people I was privileged enough to work with, the values that the company espoused as its sort of foundational core values. I believed in entirely. It was good work. And I worked as hard as I could on it. Look at that. Look at that. Those roots. Holy Lord. Gorgeous. Anyways. I burned out. I hit the wall. I was overwhelmed with fatigue, but I didn't realize it. I thought it was a heart issue, like a heart attack or some shit. So the result was I couldn't work. I was diagnosed with extreme exhaustion, high anxiety, and mild depression, and put on at first a month, and then because symptoms actually got worse and not better, another month, and that continued on. Currently, I am going on my 13th month when the next month comes into play. And I thought a month was ridiculous and like I didn't even need much time at all. Okay, if it's not my heart, it's just stress, fine, I'll deal with that. But I was given time away, and maybe that was insightful. Maybe it was a trigger to give my body or mind permission to, like, give in, give way. But if it was, fine. And it's interesting as a segue while I wander this bunch of chain link fence here. And a glove, which is nice if someone loses a glove walking through the woods. Someone else puts it in a prominent position where it won't get buried or destroyed. So back to the story. Yeah, I thought a little bit of whatever change in my daily routine, slight adjustment, and I'd be fine. But I was given time off, and in the time off, it really was like an avalanche was triggered or something. I don't know, but I really experienced a reduction in my physical and cognitive abilities in terms of thinking, planning, waking, moving, coordinating. Riding my bicycle was like, no fucking way. I tried going grocery shopping. Excuse my language. I'll try not to swear. It's one of my favorite words, by the way, but I'll really do my best to eliminate it, or at least suspend it from my vocabulary. Shopping for food, couldn't do it. Riding my bike, doing the dishes, anything. It felt so catastrophic. Oh, I'm sitting on this boulder. It's beautiful in the forest. Love it. And after all was said and done, I realized, for all of the challenge I went through, today I look back, and the purpose of this video is to recognize and relate, share that it's those hard workers. I mean, I was really giving everything I had to something I believed in, and I was working too much. It was occupying too much of my time, of even my mental space, or my emotional space. It was just out of balance. And that balance is so important to, keep in harmony, to keep in line. And I hadn't realized that I had left it, that I was so out of balance. And I needed to get sick. I needed life to grab me, to throttle me, to kick my ass and say, this is not good for you. If you want what's good for you, stop this right now. You have to stop, and you have to rest. And that is what the last year has been, is rest and recovery. And it's been extremely difficult. And I have embarrassingly and with humility, I share this. It's really intense. Right now I'm nowhere near it, which is why I can recognize it as such. But I was suicidal, like literally very seriously suicidal 4 times in the last year. And I am not a young man, and I have otherwise been seriously contemplating that one other time in my life when I was in my 20s. And it was just because of where I was at and what I was doing, which was an extraordinary thing. And it seemed serious, but man, it wasn't as serious as this. So anyways, that was a near miss. And I'm really glad that I was able to avoid that. And actually, it's, along with the sickness, has been an important teacher for me to recognize the value of life, and that there is value intrinsic in being alive. We don't need to reason it out mentally. And that is an intuition, a knowledge, an intelligence at the cellular level of our corporeal being, our humanity, that says there's a purpose to just being. So get over it and move forward. Accept, surrender, and move. And don't expect recognition, and don't evaluate yourself against anyone else or anything else. Just be. And be genuine and be authentic. So that was a really hard learned lesson, and I was really slow to absorb it. And I say that because maybe I'd learned it or heard it earlier, and I had to just learn it and hear it again at a cellular level, where I realized, like, I've got to be, and in just being there is value, and in that acknowledgement there is surrender, and there's sort of a transportation from the one ego to the one in many, whatever, you can't name it, but the identification from the I, the one apart from many, apart from everything else, was that got stressed and evaluated oneself for the work one was doing and identified oneself with that. When that became too much and got stressed out and like I couldn't do it anymore, I wondered what my value was. And what I want to share is not to despair at that wondering, but to accept you have value, intrinsic simply to your being. Where you are right now is valuable. Where you have been is valuable. And where you will be is valuable. Thank you for listening, and there will be more of these videos. And keep on keeping on. Keep on going strong. Okay, bye.